welcome back to another video. Today we have a 2010 7 Series 750 XDrive Li. We are having issues with the water pump. I'm going to show you what it does. But before I show you, you guys are wondering whatever happened to the 540i. It all got sorted out, pump was taken out, new gasket, sealed up properly. Now she's running like a sewing machine, no more leaks. And it's also leaking from the weep hole, so let's take this apart. Let's lift up the car, show you how to drain the coolant on this car, and then I have my trusty manual here for the car, show you how to take this apart. We took the bottom cover off. Now the manual says we have to disconnect the lower hose. This is the driver's side, so once you pull the pin out, you should be able to wiggle it out and let the coolant drain. That's what it's calling for, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. I was able to crack the bottom lower hose. From the looks of it, it's not much coolant left in there, but I did open the reservoir so air can flow through and make it drain quicker. So I'm gonna wait for this to drain out and then we'll start at the top. I'm draining the coolant. I'm gonna remove the turbo reservoir coolant by removing these hoses right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We got the reservoir off, and there is our water pump. I need to disconnect the belt first. Got to get to the tensioner, take the belt off, and then once we do that, we're gonna take the pump off. There is 5 bolts holding it in place. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So to remove the tension, I need a T60 located right there. Look, T60. I don't have that. I'm gonna go pick one up. It's getting late, so we're gonna pick up on this one, and then also we're gonna replace the hose here because there's a crack on it right there. Yep, we're gonna replace that and we'll be back. And we're back again. I was able to get a T60 from my local parts store, put it in the tensioner, was able to take the belt off, and I did mark my belt so I know which way it's gonna go back on. Also, I did get the new hose from the dealer, BMW dealer, you see right there. Again, if you're gonna replace that one hose, it's not gonna work out because it comes in a one assembly. It comes all together, so you need to spend the money for all this. So I also was checking out, I don't have enough clearance here between the pump and, you know, trying to wiggle it out, so I'm gonna have to remove the braces, this bar as well. So this needs to come off, this needs to come off. It's pretty simple to take off. You just have to take this off, take the cable off, take this little clip off. There you go, pop it off. Same thing with the other side. Just gotta make more room. Also, I'm gonna be taking the electric fan off so I have more wiggle room to put this pump in there. Now we're gonna disconnect the main cable for the electric fan, which is right here. It's easy, there's a tab right there. Disconnect that. Take this hose off the electric fan, and then there's some tabs you gotta push in so that way you can release this thing up. So be careful with this, don't break it. There is a T torque spit, not sure exactly what. I'm gonna find out the size and remove this. This should be pulled up. I was able to pull out the electric fan with my assistant. There is a bracket that's being held into the electric fan, which is right there. You have to undo it. It's the oil cooler for the transmission. Just pull it out the way and slowly pull it out. I'm gonna undo these hoses right here, this one right here, and I'm gonna start taking this off. I took the hose off from here. You have to do the bolt that's on the side here. That's where the hose goes into the water pump, so make sure you take that bolt off. Then you got one bolt right here, another one right behind that hose, another one right here, which are loosened up already. Now I got to get to the ones at the bottom. If you can feel for the bolt, you know, you'll find it, and you go from there. All right, we took the bolt off. The longest one here goes right here. Make sure you keep track of where they go. So this one goes here, the medium one goes right there, and then the three smallest ones that look alike, they all go on the side by the pipe, and the two bottom ones. Still need to pry this pipe out of there, but this thing already came off. I was able to pry the pipe open, out of the way, out of the pump, and here we go. This was bad for sure, super bad. Yeah. We're gonna transfer the bolts from the thermostat. I'm gonna put it on the new pump, and then also I'm gonna transfer this temp sensor. I forgot to order one, so we're gonna reuse it. Should be fine. And on the new pump, you have an outlet here that the old one doesn't. So we do have that blind plug. We're gonna put it in here, and then we're gonna install it. But before we do that, we have to remove this hose. But there's another hose that's jammed in there into the firewall. We're gonna have to take the wheel off, take the liner off, and then disconnect it. Took out the fender liner already, so the hose that we want to take off is this one right here, that one. So we're gonna undo it, take it off, and then we're gonna safely take that assembly hose off and put the new one in. We got the hose out. Now I have the new one here I'm gonna install shortly. I'm gonna fish in the smaller hose through the firewall, make sure it's nice and snug in there. I'm gonna clean this water pump off. It looks really bad in there, but honestly this job is labor intensive for sure. You gotta remove every little hose. You gotta take your time. This is not something that's easy, but if you're patient, you got the right tools, you can get this done. All right, water pump is already in. Long bolt, medium bolt, and then you got the smaller bolts around. You have to be very careful when putting these bolts back. If you over torque it just a little bit, you will snap these, and you're not gonna have a good day. Trust me, you're not gonna have a good day. The new hose we installed is right here, fastened up with that bolt. We're gonna call it a day. It's already getting late. As you guys see, it's pretty dark outside. We're gonna finish this tomorrow. Picking up where I left off, I'm gonna connect all the connectors back into the water pump. Don't forget to connect your main hoses that go into the water pump. One there, one over there. I'm gonna put everything back together, and then I could throw the electric fan in there. But watch out with that oil cooler. Make sure you wiggle it out the way. Guys, don't forget to put your belt back in place. It's a little tricky to get it in there, but patience, you'll get it in there. Don't forget the pictures you took so you can see how the belt goes back in place. Then I'm gonna connect all the hoses that are left. Put the reservoir back in there. Put the wheel well back in there. The wheel, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I bleed this system. This one requires a special venting process, so I'll show you that. All right, guys, we're done assembling the whole engine. Well, not the whole engine, just the coolant section. Don't forget to connect the lower hose that was disconnected to drain the coolant. That's a big must, so reconnect that, make sure it's properly secured. I'm gonna finish putting the wheel well. I haven't done it. I'm gonna slap it on there, and I'm gonna show you how to refill the coolant. Now we're gonna fill up the coolant per the instructions. Shout out to my boy Randy for hooking me up with the coolant. Thank you. I'm gonna show you how to do this. Per the instructions, it says to fill it up all the way to the top, to the edge. Then we're gonna hook up the car charger so that way we can do the procedure for the venting process. Got both reservoirs topped off. This one's topped off. That one's topped off. Per instruction, it says to close the cap off on that one. I have the charger hooked up on there. Now we're gonna start the process. Okay, we're inside now. Coolant's topped off. Battery charge is connected. Turn on the ignition. Do not start the car though. Set the temperature at the highest setting. It's already there. Hit the automatic button. Bring this one right there, and then it says reduce the lowest. Okay, press accelerator for 15 seconds. Engine must not be started. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. We let go. Alright, it's been 12 minutes. I got my trusty cone over there. Help me bleed the system better. And we're gonna go and see what's going on out there. And we are done with this car. I bled the system, remove all the air. No leaks underneath. I'm gonna put the belly pan underneath. And this owner is gonna be real happy about his car. With that being said, if you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe. Consider subscribing for all those viewers out there not subscribing. That will help me a lot. And on the next video, stay tuned. I will have a giveaway for all those Audi fans. Stay tuned. I have something for you guys. Till next time.